am Katie Booz, and we are on day 67 of our Messiah Bible reading. Those are pages 402 to 408. And although it encompasses like the first 5 chapters of the Gospel of John, and encompasses an amazing set of situations, for instance, Jesus overturning the tables in the temple because of the exploitation of the merchants to just make money in his father's house. Also, the place where Jesus went up to the man at the pool at Bethsaida and said, "Do you want to be well?" Which is an amazing question in itself. The verse I really want to focus on, something that really touched my heart, is on page 407 of the Messiah Bible. Jesus says something that's pretty amazing there. But I want to take you back a second and kind of frame this a little bit, because a few years ago, I was reading Philippians, that part where it says Jesus emptied himself, and the thought occurred to me, I know what I think that might have looked like for him, but why don't I just ask him, Lord, what did this look like to you? What did it look like for you to empty yourself? Because I don't know everything, right? And I don't know it from his perspective. I love asking that question because it changes everything, and you get a perspective that you never thought of before. You get the Lord's perspective. So basically, I asked him that question, and I also said, I had recently also read Hebrews 12, where it says, we're to fix our eyes on Jesus, to train our eyes on him like a marksman trains to a target so you don't miss anything, and use him as our example and our model. Like, well, how can I do that when I'm so not perfect and you were God, you were perfect? How can you kind of know what it feels like to be us, right? So, I just ask him these questions. Just ask him what's on your heart, because he never will turn away an honest question. So for an answer, what I got was, Katie, I want you to go through the Gospels, the first 4 Gospels, and write down everything you can find about the kingdom. I'm like, okay, that doesn't really answer my question, but I've learned with the Lord that just go with it because he offers so much more than you're asking for, and usually it's quite an adventure getting to that answer. It's like finding treasure. So I decided to go with it. I got my little notebook out and started going through the Gospels. And I find that when I take notes, I tend to read more intentionally, because now I'm hunting for something. But I found so many interesting things along the way. But one verse, and in fact, it's the verse that we have in our reading today. It's on page 407 of the Messiah Bible. And it says, Jesus said, "I am not capable of doing these things, these miracles. I am not able to do these things. I'm not able to heal. I'm not able to heal the sick and the blind and raise it, all these things." And I had to put the brakes on. It's like, what are you saying? What do you mean you weren't able to do these things? So I pulled out the original, and it says, he said, "I am dunamis. I am not capable, not powerful, not able to do these things." So now my brain's having a brain freeze at the moment. Like, what? How could this be? You're God. You're fully God, fully human. How is this possible? But if you read on, he says, "I do what I see my Father doing. I'm letting my Father's power work through me." He let his Father's power flow through him. He wasn't capable. He was human. He wasn't able to do these things because he had emptied himself. Kid translation, he left the superpowers up there. That's what God was showing to my heart. Maybe you got something else out of it, but basically, he left those powers there. He didn't come down with that edge. He was doing what he asks us to do, which is let his power work through us. How powerful are you? How powerful am I? If we're going to be honest, not so much, right? Do we struggle? Do we strive? Do we feel pressure? That's because our power isn't good enough. Our power isn't strong enough. But he says, look, you don't have to do this. Let my power work through you. He is the best example because he did what he asks us to do. He gets what it's like to be you and to be me. He understands it from a personal experience, not just from creator to created. He understands what it feels like to be you and to be me. He understands what it's like to not have the capability or the power to do miracles. I don't have power to do miracles, but he can work through me, and he can do amazing things with his power through me. All of him, through all of me, him using what he's created me to be, working through me. So I enjoy it too. And then my mind gets transformed because he brings truth to lies. He says, let me transform your mind. Let me bring the transformation. Let me bring the renewal and the restoration. Because if we try to force it, it doesn't happen. But when he does it, this transformation just naturally occurs. And then it's easy. It's effortless because you're not doing anything. He's doing everything. He's bearing the burden. He's doing the work. And we get the benefit. And others around us get the benefit. So now, instead of trying to perform and work and make things happen and do things in our own strength, it's his strength. So now we're not striving. We're not stressing. We're not feeling pressured. Now it's not works. It's fruit. Fruit, you can't stare at a tree and make fruit happen. You have to give it the right climate, the temperature, the soil conditions, the sunlight, the water. And when you say yes to him, you're giving the Spirit all those things to produce this fruit in you. So it's not your effort, it's not my effort, it's his. And then other people around you get the benefit from it. So I want to encourage you today, if you're struggling, if you're striving, if you realize, hey, I can't do all this in my own strength. Congratulations. Now you're at step 1 for transformation. Let him do it. In fact, Father, I ask you right now, Jesus, for all of your sons and daughters, for every one of my brothers and sisters that is struggling right now in something, in a place where they feel stuck, Lord, show them the place where you want them to just trust you in. You just want them to say, okay, I'm done trying with this. My power isn't working here. Let me be like Jesus and let you work through me. And I guarantee you, if you let him do that, you will not be disappointed. In fact, you will be amazed. In fact, people around you will be amazed at the transformation because only he can do this. But he's decided to do it through us. He gave you his Holy Spirit to be the guide, the counselor, the comforter, the one called alongside. He's in your corner, gave his life for you. Who else has done that, right? So just take a moment, ask him what he wants you to trust him in. Just choose to do it, even if you're afraid. And I guarantee you, you won't regret it. So I hope this challenges you. I hope it encourages you to be able to just be free, to be who he made you to be, and let his power work through you. Follow him. Let him lead and guide. You're not going to regret it. Hope you have a great day. God bless you.